As y'all know, the NFL draft is approaching this week. And as I spoke of in the previous segment, uh, Coach Prime does a good job of leveraging his celebrity. Because he just put his name on the list that could possibly help some HBCU athletes get drafted. And I want to list those individuals. And I don't think he put them in any particular order. You feel me? So I didn't either, other than starting out with the brothers from Jackson State University. All right. So featured on Prime's prospects, you got James Houston, edge rusher out of Jackson State University, who I said, book it. That young man will be drafted. He was my favorite player from last year's team. You know what I'm saying? That team was led by the defense, and he was a problem, literally a problem. Keith Corbin, wide receiver for Jackson State University. All right. Y'all saw Mr. Corbin out there. Mr. Corbin, I think, can help an NFL team. For real, for real. Okay. I think he deserves to be drafted. Now, yeah, somebody might say I'm biased. Okay. But that brother put in work last year. Antoine Collier, safety from FAMU. Akil Glass, or as me and my brothers call him, Mr. Glass, from Alabama A&M, quarterback. Hey, gotta respect Mr. Glass. Okay. Now in that game this year, we put some pressure on. We touched up Mr. Glass, but Mr. Glass is a quarterback, man. Mr. Glass deserves a chance. D. Anderson, wide receiver from Alabama A&M. All right. Deshaun Dixon, defensive lineman for Norfolk State. Like he edge rusher, you know what I'm talking about, coming off that thing, trying to put pressure on the quarterback. Can't have too many of those in the league. Ezra Gray, running back, Alabama State. I respect that young man. Respect that young man. That man did the fool on Jack State. What was that, back in the spring 2021, and got a chance to really do some digging on him and finding out some of his character, high character young man, and an intelligent young man. You feel me? You can't have too many of those on your team. You feel me? Jermaine Martin, running back from North Carolina A&T. Jerry Gardner, linebacker from Mississippi Valley State University. All right. Joshua Williams, cornerback, Fayetteville State. Keenan Forbes, guard, FAMU. And that's the only O-lineman that I see on Prime's prospects. Kind of probably going back to what Prime was saying, that when he looked throughout the SWAC and throughout HBCUs in general, he sees skill guys, and he sees guys at these positions that require speed and athleticism and stuff like that. HBCU's got plenty of those. It's down those trenches where there's a difference. But he's saying this Keenan Forbes is one of those ones that can go get it done out of FAMU. Marquise McLean, wide receiver from Southern. Tevin Singleton, defensive back, Bowie State. Will Adams, defensive back, Virginia State. And Zabrian Moore, wide receiver, Alabama A&M. See, Prime got 3 cats on him from A&M now. Surely he watched a lot of A&M tape leading up to that game. It was a lot of, so maybe y'all see then. It was all fun. You know what I'm saying? It was just some competitive banter back and forth between him and Coach Manor. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Coach Manor. You know, he's a favorite over here on Put It On Some. You know what I'm saying? But Coach Prime got 3 of his players on Prime's prospects. You feel me? And who knows? Something as small as that may help these young men get drafted. I just got done reading a book by Skip Bayless about the Dallas Cowboys under Tom Landry. And y'all know that asshole Gil Brandt who just said that fuck shit about Dwayne Haskins. He was the director of player personnel with the Cowboys, and he would get information from wherever to help him make a decision about drafting the kid. Now I'm reading a book about the 90s Dallas Cowboys. And again, they're saying Jimmy Johnson would take information from wherever to try to make a decision about who to get. So, hey, this Deion Sanders, I think his opinion on the kid holds some weight in NFL circles. So the fact that he put this list out here like that leading up to the draft, who knows, man? Prime is vouching for you. Maybe it will help these young men get drafted. And I don't give a damn what school they go to. At the end of the day, these young black men who we all should hope are able to get their chance to get into that league, get this money, flip that money, make some more money, take care of themselves, take care of their families, elevate their institutions. Again, all this shit we be complaining about why we ain't got this, why we ain't got that, why that school do that, we need to do that. It takes these motherfuckers like this. The boosters run these schools. The boosters are the ones that make the decision that these schools we be comparing shit to. It don't be the average motherfucker at the game. It's not the average kid going to these schools. It's not the average alum. It's the motherfuckers with the bags. It's the folks that's rich or in the upper middle class who have extra funds they can play around with and say, hey, I want to go get this kid. I want to do this kid. I want to take care of these kids like that. I want to see this building go up. I want to see that building go up on campus. I want to see this renovated. That's who run it. So the more of these brothers that get drafted from these schools and these boys get this money, you know what I'm saying, they can put some of that money back into their own institutions. And we see it rise like that rather than having to go to state legislatures and beg them some bitches for money or go to our own money as the taxpayers, mind you, but not having to deal with the bureaucracy of that, or not having to try to get these corporate sponsors and shit like that to be benevolent and try to give us nothing now. The more of these young men that get drafted from these schools that go get this money, and if they have any sense of being a real one in them, they'll get back to their own institutions. You feel me? So no matter what your school affiliation is, on the day of the draft, well, you know, it's over several days, but during the NFL draft, you ought to be rooting for these young men and more. Okay. So shout out to all these brothers. Shout out to everybody who's draft eligible. You know what I'm saying? If you're a real one, I wish you luck. And shout out to Coach Prime for putting out this list because it just might help one of these youngins make it to prime time. Put it on some. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.